What's up, world? We're back.
Actually, turn on.
Yes, it turned on. Dance with the boys. We're back with another episode. Now I got to make sure that the camera's on because.
Sorry, Tim. Ever since we messed up, I've been paranoid. But yeah, welcome everybody.
What a
Another
start.
episode. Yeah, great start.
Yeah, hopefully people are listening more than the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody had a good fourth. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. But first off, Caitlin Clark, triple-double, first rookie ever in the WNBA to get a triple-double.
And versus a team, the New York Liberty.
Yeah, which is arguably,
They're
they're definitely top three in the league.
The best in the league right now.
Yeah, well, over the past few years,
yeah,
it's pretty much them, the Aces, and the Sun.
Yeah,
like it's pretty much been those three. And so,
even the Fever, they ended up coming back and winning that game too. So, which I thought it was crazy. I ended up rewatching it. I remember when I texted you, I was like, I was trying to get it on my TV. I don't have cable, so I don't have CBS, but I was able to watch it. It came on CBS Sports, I think, as like a rerun. And yeah, they were down like 6 or 7 with only a couple minutes left, and Caitlin Clark got a and one layup, and yeah, it was a great game.
So for the triple double, because she got it pretty early too, it wasn't like right at the end. She should have already had a couple. Honestly, she was like one assist or one rebound away for a little while. She just didn't get it. But just think about that in the whole WNBA, which it's been a little over 25 years. I think it was 97. I think is when the WNBA started. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyways, late 90s it started, and to not have one triple double by a rookie, which okay, triple doubles. It's not like they happen every single night, but like one. You think of all these players like Breanna Stewart, Asia Wilson. You don't think they have one? Yeah, exactly. I mean, Candace Parker, like all these like all really good studs, and that's crazy to me. When they were talking about that, at first I thought they were just saying it in the Fever, like organization, but then they were talking about WNBA, and that is just crazy. There's been a lot of debate on her and Angel Reese about the Rookie of the Year. Yeah, and for me, I still think Caitlin Clark has it. The only thing, so from before the season, I'll say it, I thought Angel Reese was not going to be a presence at all. Like I thought she was going to be a role player, kind of like a good role player. But she's one of their top players right now. She's playing great. I'll give her that. However, I think Caitlin Clark is making her overall team better. Okay. Angel Reese, she's scoring and she's getting rebounds, and she does play defense and stuff too. And a lot of the people say like the knock on Clark is her turnovers.
Yeah, but if you look at those turnovers, though, like they're not all on her.
That's what me and you have talked about that, and it kills me when people say about like the turnover, because I'm like, okay, I saw a clip the other day. I was like, all 5 of these were Caitlin Clark turnovers, like scored as Caitlin Clark turnovers, and they literally went through her teammates' hands. She put it right on their hands, and it went through their hands. And it's just like, man,
it's like, what do you expect?
That's exactly. And she has 6. Like, what more she's doing like 6 turnovers. Exactly. And I'm not saying she definitely does turn it over more.
Yeah.
But she has the ball in her hand more than Angel Reese as well.
Yeah.
And that's what we've talked to. A lot of guards have more turnovers. Well, that's because you have the ball more.
Exactly. So I think like turnovers too are such a ticky-tack thing to like knock on a player too, because I mean LeBron James, he's amazing and he's up there in total.
I'm pretty sure he has the most turnovers ever in the NBA.
So it's like, but nobody even thinks that like, oh yeah.
LeBron, I mean, people do say it,
but like it's such a ticky-tack thing though. Like,
I mean, turnovers are a big thing because that, especially if they come down and score, it's like, man, that could be a big difference. But I'm kind of with you too. It's not like, I mean, you do have to think about it, but it's not necessarily just the person passing it either.
Yeah.
It can be a lot of different things.
Exactly. There's a lot that goes into it. And I don't know if you remember, I brought up Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark at a past episode, and I suggested this rookie like
class.
this rookie. I don't know, the rookie award.
Rookie of the Year award.
Yeah, the Rookie of the Year award is going to be a lot like LeBron's first year,
With
LeBron
Melo?
James versus Carmelo, where it's like, hey, Melo
got screwed that year. We've talked about
more
that.
deserving.
Melo got screwed. I don't think Angel Reese is. If it finished right now, I don't think Angel Reese is more deserving.
No, I'm not saying that by any means. I think Caitlin Clark is more deserving.
Yeah.
I just more think people are gonna make that comparison. I think.
What's crazy to me is like the attendance records too. Yeah. And I know you can't bring that into account or whatever. Yeah. But it's like, man, it is insane how much. Like, okay, I know who it was, but do you know who the Rookie of the Year was last year? It was Boston from Indiana.
Okay.
Asia. I don't know how to say it. Aaliyah. Yeah, Aaliyah Boston. But 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. This is probably the first time, really, the WNBA Rookie of the Year is even really being talked about, like a crazy amount, so it's interesting, and I wonder if Cameron Brink would have been in there. She wasn't having a great year. She was doing okay, but she could have stepped up, It's just, I'm glad it's getting talked about. I mean, I'm seeing this just as much as other sports right now. And it could be just because I follow more people too, but I followed them last year as well. So it's not like,
WNBA is more on ESPN a lot more. Mm-hmm. Like they had a game, I think it was the Aces and Liberty, was on ESPN. It was main ESPN's channel. And
I mean, the Aces versus the Fever were the other night too.
Yeah.
They got switched. I can't remember where they usually play. I don't know what arena it's called. I think it's at Mandalay Bay, but I'm not 100% sure the Aces. And they ended up moving it to T-Mobile Arena because there was so many more fans, and it sold out.
Every single team, whenever Indiana comes in, or even like New York, or
they always move
always moving to a bigger stadium,
and they're selling out.
It's really awesome. They've already had 2 expansion teams.
I mean, we've talked about going to some Fever games too. I'd like to go to like an Aces Liberty game too.
I honestly thought about like beginning of the season.
We talked about it.
But I was like, whoa, let's just road trip there. And
like, if I didn't have a baby now and like married and stuff, we probably in years past we probably would have went. Honestly,
I really hope Denver gets a team one day. Yeah. As soon as they do, I'm gonna try to get season tickets.
Oh, for sure.
I think it'd be so sick.
It'll be fun, and they're probably not as expensive as like the Nuggets.
I imagine they're probably gonna be around the same level as like Colorado Mammoth.
Maybe. Yeah, it'd probably be
like Colorado Mammoth. I think it costs like
$8 for the whole season. Yeah, I mean there'll be a little bit more games, so it'd probably be a little bit more, but it'd probably be like $20 a game.
I feel like you could probably get a pretty good seat.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
It's super cool just to hold on to those tickets for.
Yeah, especially at first because they're probably not going to be.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? They could be like the Vegas Knights.
True.
Come in and.
I thought it was kind of crazy how they were playing on 4th of July, the WNBA. Because I feel like that's kind of always, there's some other sports, but it's kind of always like baseball is like 4th of July. Nothing else really, and you don't really think about it. And maybe they've played on the 4th of July in years past. I just didn't know as much. It's just a lot more.
As non-athletes, we hold holidays so highly, and athletes, it's almost like they're honored to play on holidays.
Oh, for sure.
Like
well,
we talked about Christmas, NBA.
Well, that's where like we were always mad if the Nuggets didn't get because it was like that's like an honor. It's like, hey, you're one of the top teams. And stuff. Baseball, it's kind of like every team plays.
I think it's pretty cool that like I said, I've done it in years past, but
the best thing though, 4th of July. Hot dog eating contest, man. Yeah. And if you guys didn't check it out, me and Kyle had a hot dog eating contest on our short. It's kind of a funny one. It wasn't. Well, it was a contest, but it wasn't.
It was a contest, but we did a contest of our own, and I have a lot more respect for.
That's it. So on the short, we gotta say on the short, what we did is I ate it as fast as I could. Kyle just was taking his time.
I was treating it like a gourmet hot dog. Best hot dog place in the world.
Yeah. But then after, which we didn't video, we're like, hey, let's actually have one. Yeah. And so we did it. Kyle took like 3 minutes.
It is hard. I took the first bite and I was like, I don't know how I can like chew it, and I can't just swallow it because I took like half the hot dog. I feel like so. I was like, I'm just gonna choke.
I finished. I like went and I was washing my hands. I drank some water, came back. You're still eating. Yeah. I'm not. I'm trying.
I full respect to anybody that can eat that quick. It's absolutely insane.
The first time I did it, it took me like 36 seconds or something. And I didn't use any water or anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it's a lot harder than it looks. And then I think my fastest is around like 17 seconds. This last weekend or this last one I did 21 seconds. But I'm like, even that is like, I feel like pretty fast. But like Joey Chestnut. So if you guys don't know, Joey, they didn't let him compete in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest this year. A lot of different stuff with just different sponsorships and stuff like that. That's a whole nother thing. Anyways, so he's won 19 times or something like that. He's the best hot dog eating. He's honestly the best eater ever.
Probably,
ever. He holds the most records and everything.
And some of his records are absolutely.
Oh my gosh, we were looking at it. It's crazy. So Nathan's hot dog eating, they do 10 minutes and most hot dogs you can eat. So they did that in the morning. The winner ended up getting 58. Originally it was said 59, but then I don't know if they rewatch or what. I don't know. But it ended up they said 58. The winner, that was the men's winner. The women's was 51, which Mika Sudo, she's a beast. Yeah. She kicked butt compared to like the other women, so she always does. But so 58. Well, Joey Chestnut had his own thing down in Texas. It was him versus 4 soldiers at Fort Bliss.
Yep.
But they only had 5 minutes. So it was a lot different. Like, all right, how many can he get?
It was 4 against 1.
Yeah, 4 against 1. Joey Chestnut in 5 minutes, so 5 minutes less, does 57 hot dogs, dude.
I kind of wonder,
oh my gosh.
You could kind of tell when he was like getting focused and ready that he wants to like have a statement.
Oh.
And I wonder like with the 5 minutes if he's able to just like, hey, just all in, go faster. Like
he said that was his the most he's ever done in 5 minutes. Before that, he did in practice. He said he did 55. This is fastest. Because they were asking him, what like do you think you could have kept that pace up for the next 5 minutes? And he always said, I've watched some of his interviews. The second 5 is a lot less.
Yeah,
but it's like he could have took his time and still won. And it's like. Yeah. I wonder how many he would have had.
It's like you also got to think though too. If he knew going in he has 10 minutes, his whole pace was going to be a lot different.
It could be. I don't know.
It might not have been 57 in the first 5 and then 10 in the next 5 or something like that. Whatever it might have been spaced out a little bit more because he knew, hey, I have more time.
It could have been. I don't know because he says that he's always trying to break his record and stuff. And so it's like, who knows? I mean, he definitely would have. I think he would have been in the 70s for sure.
Probably.
And so it's like, would he have beat his 76?
He could have.
We were talking about Katie Ledecky last week about her top 9 or 18
times.
Yeah. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure before this year, it was like the last 14. It's all Joey Chestnut. There was one other guy that got 1 or whatever, but the top in hot dog, like men's eating hot dog, he has like the top 15 times other than 1.
And I know a lot of people think competitive eating is gross and
I love it.
Shouldn't be a sport, but I mean, you got to tip your hat to him. It's hard.
They asked him, I don't know if you saw it, they asked him well, if you could be a professional in a sport, what would it be? He's like, well, eating. Of course, I did see that. But then they're another sport, And he's like, well, baseball. It kind of seems like they just kind of hang out, and so
they got it easy.
Yeah, but dude,
yeah,
he's my idol. I love Joey.
I know one of your goals is to get to the Nathan's eating championship.
I think it would be so cool.
I'll be there for it. I can make it.
I honestly don't know how many I could do in 10 minutes.
I don't know.
Realistically, I feel like I could get 15 down.
Well, you ate the one, I think it was like 20 or 21 seconds. So
yeah, and
it's like that's pretty good.
Well, and the way they do it too, it's different. It's not like we were dipping our buns, so I think that would make it go faster.
Well, I saw how Joey does it. He like grabs the dogs.
He eats the dogs. He like literally just pumps the dogs down, man.
And then he'll dunk the buns. With his other hand.
And the way they do it too, it's once it's in your mouth, it counts. Yeah. So we were saying that's from first bite to completely swallowing it. Yeah. So technically, I finished it like in there, like less,
Yeah.
But it's like I kind of want to try it one time just to see how many.
I mean,
hey, let's have 20 hot dogs here. Let's just see if I can even finish half of them in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like I could, but I don't know, man.
It's kind of like a scary thing to try. Too.
Well, yeah, it's like you don't want to die. You don't want to choke to death.
Yeah.
It's not.
I don't know.
You were saying like, how do you chew it? It's like, well, you can't chew the whole thing, man. You just gotta
swallow. And so that's what like freaks me about. So I think if I ever did that again, I'd take like small bites. Like
you weren't taking as much either, because it's like
I don't think I took a drink.
You're gonna like do it and like drink, but you're not even really drinking. It's more for the bread that's just breaking.
Yeah, it's like I don't even think I got a single sip. I opened my water. I don't think I drank. I think I picked it up, and I was like, "No, I'm just gonna choke," and I put it back down. And
it's definitely crazy, and you see all these other foods and stuff that they do, and I watch them all the time.
Like so, a couple of Joey Chestnut's records.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is his most impressive? Like, can you think of one? Because I have one.
I think chicken wings.
That's what I was gonna say.
He did. I don't know exactly how many it was,
but it was like 180.
That's what I was thinking. 182 came into my head in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
and then he has another one. Well, it's like 400.
So the 182, that's very impressive in 30 minutes. But yeah, in one sitting, which was like 6 hours or something like that.
No, the 480 something was in 12 hours. So it's like 486 or 481 or something like that.
That's insane, man. Yeah. My record is 76, and that I did that in probably about 2.5 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours. And I had a couple like wedges and stuff and like some drinks of water, but I was very impressed by myself. 76,
10 or 15, and I'm good.
I don't think I could do it anymore. There was quite a bit of times that I did like 50 to 60. I remember, I think the fastest I ever did was like 50 in like an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah. But for us, like for where I was, it wasn't where like I wasn't trying to eat fast either. Yeah. And I had to wait for them to come at times. You know? And so I did all of those. Always, like when I tried to eat a lot, was always honey barbecue. And now looking back, that was probably not a good idea. I probably should have just stayed to mild.
Yeah.
Suck just a mild.
Like that's what Joey Chestnut did.
I think that's what they all do. Like any hot or anything like that. But that one, man, there's like some pizza ones that's pretty impressive. Honestly, just looking at all of those guys. And then Esper, I can't remember exactly. He's probably like the second top eater. Mm-hmm. Some of his, dude, it's like, dude, it's insane.
It's fun watching like the Man vs. Food, where he goes like,
I watch all of those. Yeah. I want to be that
like
guy.
Food challenges and stuff. But
I've done a couple food challenges, but
I've never done one.
We should find one.
I don't know if.
What do you think you could eat the most of? Any food?
This is the popcorn. I don't know, chips.
Like, so how many pieces of popcorn do you think you could have? You're saying like tiny stuff.
Yeah.
Like, obviously you can eat like more of that, but
I know my strength.
You eat like 3 pounds of gummy bears. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, do you think like one slice of pizza is probably 50 gummy bears or something, you know? Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. Like not necessarily like the quantity, like yes, the quantity, but not like the number, like pounds or whatever. What food do you think you could eat the most?
I don't know. Like pizza, maybe. Like I feel like pizza would be the easiest. You can fold it.
Problem with pizza is like the
Yeah.
bread.
Yeah.
I think wings would be mine still. I love chicken
I
wings.
don't
I
know.
could just chow on. But what's your other favorite part of 4th of July? I know I used to like love when we all played kickball
Yeah.
in grandma's backyard.
For me,
That was
like 4th of July is probably one of my favorite holidays. It probably is my favorite over Christmas, actually. But yeah, I always just love being with family. Love hot dogs, love barbecue all the time. Yeah, we usually always try to play like kickball or backyard games or
yeah. It's a little
all that
different like
stuff.
without
But
Graham's house the last couple of years.
I don't know. It's always just like fun to just like take a step back. You're outside
Yeah.
most of the day.
And not on your phone and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because 4th of July is probably one of my favorites too. Always has been. It's definitely been different the last couple of years. But we don't really like like I'm not. I like watching fireworks, but it's like
I
it's
like
kind
watching the big ones.
Yeah.
But
even after a little bit, I'm just like okay.
yeah,
I never really
it's
gotten
like
that much into
the big
fireworks.
ones too. It's like kind of the same thing,
Yeah,
just different
right.
colors,
Mhm.
kind of thing. But yeah, like all the smaller fireworks that people buy, like I think me and you are actually against them.
Yeah, I'm just like I just don't.
I wouldn't say against like, hey, we're gonna call the cops on people or
Yeah,
anything like that. But it's like we
I just
get
don't
kind of
understand.
annoyed of when we're driving home and
Well, that's
seeing
a
people in the street
street.
or whatever.
Well, it's like I'm having to like stop, and it's like to get down my
Yeah.
block, it takes 20
Yeah, and it's
minutes
like you think
to
about like all the dogs that go
yeah.
crazy because of them, and
I just don't
like the little
understand.
kids that don't like them. So
Yeah.
it's like,
For me, it's I don't understand like I don't know the draw to them that much. Like I said, I like them. I like watching them and stuff, but
it's
it's just
also
not
kind of
that big of a
funny
thing for me.
because 4th of July is all about gaining our independence from Britain and all that,
Mhm.
and so it's kind of funny that in order to celebrate that, we just blow stuff up,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's kind of a weird way to celebrate.
Yeah.
I know like
Kinda
fireworks
interesting.
have been around forever though.
Yeah. Like I
But
said,
yeah,
they're cool. It's just
they're
not.
really cool,
They're not my
but yeah,
forte. That's not for 4th of July. That's not. That's probably my least favorite of.
it's not what I think of.
Mhm.
Like when I would think of 4th of July, I think of like time with family and
Yeah.
backyard games and
Yeah.
swimming and
Exactly.
like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Exactly. But over the 4th weekend too, Nuggets finally made a move.
Yeah.
Man, we finally got it.
It was a move that I think both of us saw on the radar. They signed Dario Saric. He's a 6'10" stretch big
from Croatia.
From Croatia. So I instantly, he's actually in Jokic's top 5, like other international players.
Oh, really?
Or something like that. Yeah.
Just like
So
that he likes or whatever.
Yeah, that he likes playing with and likes that's in the league. So there's instantly going to be chemistry between him.
I mean, I think it's a good pickup.
I love.
He played for Golden State last year, and I mean, we don't need him to throw in 20 for us.
I think
he needs to. He's going to be there to give Jokic a break, and I like this even more because it puts Holland or not Holland. It's our rookie that we just got.
Holmes.
It's not Holland.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know where I even got Holland from. I can't name one NBA player that's Holland. Anyway, Holmes. He's probably going to go more of a power forward role, which is kind of like going in for AG.
Will probably be the true backup to
which I like that more actually. Now we just need a point guard. Hopefully, my top picks are probably Westbrook or Dinwiddie, and it's been like that for a while. So
we definitely need a backup point guard.
Yep.
We have one.
I was really hoping we'd get Buddy Hield, man. He was my guy. I liked him when he came out in college. I wanted the Nuggets to get him.
I know, like he's actually he was in the same draft class as Jaylen Brown. He actually has more points than Jaylen Brown, at least into this last year.
Interesting. I mean, he's a great 3-point shooter. Yeah. He's always a good shooter.
I wrote some notes about like Denver's bench, which Saric will be a big part of. I think this move definitely helps in rebounding. So Denver's bench was 27th in rebounding, 25th in points, 21st in assists, 26th in field goal, 25th in 3%. And then I also noted they also shot like the least amount They were 23rd in total shots taken and 27th in total threes. And then defensively, they were pretty good. They were 7th in points allowed, 12th in total rebounds allowed, but 23rd in offensive rebounds allowed, 5th in total assists, 1st in opponent field goal percentage, 9th in total shots allowed, and tied for 1st in total threes allowed.
Yeah.
So,
So defense wasn't bad.
so like the Nuggets,
We couldn't score, but
Yeah.
we didn't let them
the
score
Nuggets
either.
playing like their second unit has always been for the last couple of years. It's like, hey, we might not be lights out offensively, but just stop them from scoring.
Yeah.
Limit the bleeding when
Keep
Jokic is on the bench.
Well,
And then
that's where, like, if
So,
Westbrook, I'm not saying he's like a great shooter or anything, but he can create a shot
Yeah.
and he actually can have some explosion off too. Like
I think
off the
all
bench,
you
which I
need
like.
is if you bring in Westbrook, yeah, he can't shoot, but all you need is one shooter, and that
Mhm.
shooter can be Julian Strawther, maybe,
Yeah.
or even
Well, and
Holmes or
The
something.
thing with Westbrook too, he'll drive to the basket,
Exactly.
whereas a lot of the guys before he like they
And
won
like
and so
he fits Denver's like game plan. I think both starters and bench, because like everybody talks about like, oh well, he can't shoot threes. It's like Denver shot the least amount of threes this last season.
yeah. Well, and when he's in, we don't. Yeah, I mean, we don't necessarily need him to shoot threes, but
Yeah.
it's like, all right, if he can score going to the basket, cool. Or if he can get
Yeah.
some fouls, because like he can get fouls called on him and stuff. You
Yeah.
know, it's like sweet. You know, just give some energy off of it, so it's not just like so laxadaisy and stuff with
Exactly.
Jamal.
Denver
and
is
Jokic.
best when they drive to the hoop, get
Mhm.
close to the basket, and don't shoot threes. Like I think
I think we should shoot more threes.
I don't know, like
Because that's just the NBA game. You need to
it
shoot. You
is.
need to be a good 3-point shooter. But I'm not saying that like, all right, Westbrook, that's not his game. Don't shoot
Yeah.
threes then, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like it's not like I don't want us to be last in threes. Like taking threes attempted or percentage.
Yeah.
And our bench
Well,
or
we
our
were like shooting percentage wise, I think we were 12th this year.
which
in
that's
3-point
that's okay.
percentage.
I'm fine with that. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd like it higher, but you have to shoot threes just because that's the game. I mean,
Yeah.
the game is like crazily evolved. I'd love
Yeah.
to see Jokic shoot some more threes because there's sometimes that he's standing out there and it's like, dude, you are open. And I get that's not like your first thought, but it's like if you're open,
Yeah.
especially if you make one or two, that's going to open
Yeah.
up a crazy amount.
It's
and It's not like
interesting.
he's a terrible 3-point shooter.
It's interesting because Boston's like game plan this year was basically take as many threes as you can.
Mhm.
It's like, hey, go for the 3 instead of the 2, even if you have a wide open lane kind of thing. So it's
I honestly don't know if teams have like, all right, we're shooting threes as many as we can, or no, we're not shooting as many threes. I think it's honestly like the flow of the game and what is brought to
Yeah.
you. And some of the plays, it's like, okay, hey, our first option might be a 3, but it's like if you have a wide open like layup, you know, I mean, even like me, like playing drop in ball, like me personally, I'm looking to shoot the 3 probably more
Mhm.
than like driving in.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, I probably get more open shots at the 3 as well, you know, and stuff. And so that's where it's like, especially if you're down, cool. That's hey, we can get
all I'm saying is like, so I'm not necessarily saying you shouldn't shoot threes at all. Like, still shoot them, especially if you're open. But taking 2 less threes a game, if they equate to free throws or a bucket, like I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, I don't think that they look that much into like, oh my gosh, we shot 43s tonight, or we shot 23s tonight. I like maybe the coaches look. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I'm sure there's one stats guy on the team that does look at that. Whether the coach listens to that guy or not, who knows? But
see, it all depends though. It's not like even if you're shooting the 3, if you get an open 3, if you're shooting open threes and you only shoot like 25%, that sucks.
Yeah,
but most likely you're not going to do that, you know. Yeah. But if you're shooting threes and you have other open shots and stuff, that's stupid, you know. And so it's like it's all how like the game's played.
And I think like there was a lot of like threes last year from the Denver that it was just the offense looked lazy,
yeah,
and then shoot
I don't think that's just threes, though. I don't think it's just three. I think that's
it's not.
I think, especially at the end of the year, I think that was our whole offense. So a lot of the time, it was just like, man, and then we have to force a shot. And a lot of the times it is a three just because you have to force it and you're usually further from the basket. But there's times that it's like a 15-footer or something. It's like, man, you gotta like keep going.
But yeah, I agree. We'll see. Still holding out hope that Denver gets Westbrook. Hopefully we get Dinwiddie. Another option I would think would be good is Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah. I think it's pretty much a done deal. I know Westbrook's not on our team yet, but I think it's pretty much a done deal. Just everything that I've been seeing.
I think so too.
And so who knows?
Don't know.
Especially if the reports are that Jokic actually does want him.
Yeah.
He's gonna somehow he will be a Nugget. So,
yeah. I'm kind of wondering like maybe Denver's hoping he get waived.
I mean, I'm sure that they're thinking about it, and like in the buyout market, he'll be one of our guys. But who knows? Our picks last week, we both went 1-1 on the ones that are finished. We picked the Liberty versus the Lynx on Tuesday. Liberty won. We both picked that, and then we picked the Lynx and the Sun on Thursday. We both picked the Lynx. The Sun won, and then we did a baseball with the Mets and the Pirates. We did a series, and right now the Mets are up 2-1 in the series. We said the tie goes to us, so no matter what, I'll go 2-1 this week. Kyle, if Pittsburgh wins, you'll go 2-1. If not, you'll go 1-2.
Fingers crossed. Come on, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so we'll see on that. This week it'll be a little interesting that we're picking because we really don't know too much about two of the games we're picking. First one though. It's the men's basketball, Canada versus USA on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I got a feeling I know who you're going to pick.
I know you think I'm probably going to pick Canada.
I'm going to pick US. So do you want to talk first? Go ahead.
I don't know. I've thought a lot about it. But I think first game, I still think USA is not clear-cut winners like for the Olympics. But this is just the first game. I think USA will win.
Really? Yeah. I thought you'd pick Canada for sure. We might have all the same then. I don't know.
I think
I thought you'd pick Canada for sure. Like because you were the one that brought this one up. I was like, oh, he's picking Canada for sure. We're gonna have one different.
I was torn because I either think USA is gonna lose early and then just dominate in the Olympics, or they're gonna win early and then just kind of fall short in the Olympics.
It's funny because I actually think that out of any of the games, this is the one that I'd possibly pick Canada over US. But there's no way I'd pick Canada over US in the Olympics. There's no way. This would be the game that I'd be like, maybe they could.
I still think, like I can see where you're coming from, but I just don't think USA is clear cut. Like
I think Canada's gonna. I think they're kind of overrated.
I think game one they're gonna win.
Yeah, but I think they're kind of Canada's a little overrated, to be honest. I think their guards are amazing. They might have the best guards in the Olympics, but overall, I'm like, I think they're just going to get dominated by the U.S. But
I don't know. It should be a really good game. They played July 10th in Vegas. I wish I could go, but
that'd be a fun one to go.
That would be sweet.
Second one, we're picking. It's on Wednesday night.
There's one on Tuesday. There's one on Wednesday. Let me pull out my phone.
Yeah, I'll let you bring it
to
up.
Make sure.
I watched some soccer this last week at lunch.
This is a great time to watch.
Well, it's funny because I was watching that Germany-Spain game, and Spain was up 1-0, and it was like, I think like at the 89th minute or something like that, Germany scored.
Yeah.
And to tie it, and then they ended up going in a. So how this works, they can't have a draw.
Yeah.
But they have 30 minutes. After extra time, they have another 30 minutes. And then Spain ended up scoring in like the 29th minute of the extra time. It was like crazy. So it was fun to watch. And it was in Germany. So it was like when they scored, man, it was insane. And like the goal to like win, it was like a header. I don't know what the goalie was doing. The goalie's in that, but the header, I don't know any of the players' names and stuff. I should have looked up some, but it was pretty cool. So I watched probably about like an hour and a half of soccer. So, but okay. So on Tuesday, it's Spain versus France.
Yep.
Do you want to pick or you want me to?
I'll pick first. I literally can only name one player of all of these teams. It's Kylian Mbappe, who plays for France. Can't name anybody else, but because I know him, I'm backing them.
So you're going France?
Going France.
Interesting. I'm gonna go. Well, I haven't watched France play because I didn't want to get to watch any. I watched Spain play, and like I said, I don't watch soccer a crazy amount of time or anything like that. But it just seemed like they have a lot of stuff going for them. Like their goalie was playing great. He had a couple of great saves there. Offense and defense are playing good. So I'm gonna go Spain. So all right. So we got a different.
I'm pretty sure France is the one that knocked out Portugal. I think, and that's who Ronaldo plays for.
Yeah,
that's another player I know.
Yeah. The second one will be on Wednesday. It's Netherlands versus England, and this is a interesting one because both of them technically tied, and they won in penalty kicks.
Yeah.
And so Netherlands won 0-0, and then they won in penalty kicks, and then England was 1-1 in penalty kicks. I'm going to go Netherlands, though. I said I don't know too much about either of them, and so we should have looked a little bit more into them, but I'm going to go Netherlands. So I got Spain and then Netherlands.
Yeah, I was thinking Netherlands too. Yeah, again, don't know really much. I know Netherlands has beat U.S. a lot.
Yeah, it's not hard.
But yeah, it's not hard.
I think for me, it's in that Spain game, they were talking about the Netherlands a little bit at times. And so that's probably what popped into my head.
Yeah,
so
I think Netherlands too.
Okay. So we got two the same, and then one different, that Spain-France game. So yeah, so that's our picks. Let us know what you guys think. Maybe we'll try to add a little bit more soccer and stuff. And the Olympics are coming up in about a couple weeks.
Yeah, I really want to say like the Olympics. I want to find some athletes that have like cool stories.
Yeah,
so maybe
talk
team can find some people like that.
Do that. We have our guest coming up. He's almost done with baseball, so he's going to join us possibly in 2 weeks, but we'll see. He's got one more tournament, I believe, next week, so we'll kind of see. That's all we got for you today. Hope you liked it. Keep an eye on those shorts. We've definitely been doing a couple different things and just enjoying that and everything. So just keep an eye on it. But that's all we got.
Hope everybody has a great week. That's really all we got.
Yeah. We'll see you later, alligators. Peace.